consultation with EPA. EPA is a person that knows about engineering of environmental developments, something like that. Anyway, I was looking at the situation of the doings of Herman and Kettle Company. Would that be possible? I'm gonna just start this conversation with an introduction. And in the introduction, that is a question. With Herman and Kettle built an apartment complex, knowingly that the apartment complex is gonna crash, and then they would apply a bankruptcy. The problem is that if the apartment complex crash down, then there's gonna be some loss of lives. Will they care about that? Will they get punished for that? Will they get a lawsuit for that? Or instead they will say, bankruptcy. Would that be the final ending? I hope not. But everything looks like it's heading that way. How do I know? Been doing some research. Well, my brother is an engineer. I'm not an engineer, but I can have an idea of things. Never was interested in my brother's career. I have two brothers. One of my brothers is an architect. The other one is an engineer. And they probably would know better about this, what's going on in here. Okay, let's go back to Herman and Kettle. This is what's going to happen. There is a high risk. The police needs to know this. There is a high risk that what they want to build in here will crash down, will just crumble down. There is not a good foundation here for the project they want. How can I explain this? I will, in very few words, because this goes deeper than this. I need to make a study about this before I ever speak, but I just can't wait to air this. Okay, this is the situation. What is underneath here, what they want to build, the heavy building they want to build here is not matching with the foundation. Why? Because the foundation here is a glacial till. When they start digging down, they're not going to cover all this up all the way high, several feet, with dirt and rocks and a rock foundation or a dirt foundation or whatever. They can't do that because it's going to be very costly. It's going to cost a lot of money in the first place. In the second place, they're going to bury the building next door. The building is going to be down, and then this building will... So that's not a possibility. Okay. So what they already have said that they will do is that they will dig down this little valley here, which is only once they start digging down. Okay, the water level, in the first place, there is a river back there. This is a wet area. There's a river back there that increases. When they came and they made the study and they made the measures of this, the river was low. But this river, I know because I live here for more than 2 years. The river grows in the springtime when the snow starts melting up there. The river grows up. It floods almost. And what's going to happen? Right now, they measure like 7 feet high above, the land is above about, let me see how many feet. No, the land's above not even a foot. I don't understand this. This is weird. But anyway, they don't have the right foundation, the right uh, base for the project they have. It's absolutely incongruent. It's not realistic. So if they dig down here, what they're gonna find under is something that's called glacial till, which is gravel. So to put a building that high and that heavy, they have to dig more than 30 feet down, and there's no way, because when they start digging down here, probably 3 feet down, they're just gonna find a lot of water. It's a very flaky. It's like putting a building up on the sand. That's what they're gonna do. Now I gotta stop here for a minute. Another thing, because of the foundation down here, because what we're gonna find out is a glacial till, which is like a gravel, and it's moist, it's wet. Plus, like I said, when the river grows, it's gonna increase the floating of the foundation here. Anyway, what's gonna happen is that the whole foundation, they cannot put pillars in it because of because of the condition of the foundation here. So the building is going to need pillars, but they say they're not going to put pillars in it because they can't. They cannot put pillars in here because it's not a good foundation. The pillars will fall off. So they're planning to put a flat building upon the piece of land that is going to make the building, it's incongruent. They're going to make the building dangerous. So imagine this. Imagine if you, by the time you consider how windy it gets in here, I have felt winds in here. It feels like we're going to blow away, and the reason we don't blow away is because we had light trailers. They bounce around, they dance, When you put here a building with a building on the sand here, and you're going to, how can I say, it's not going to work. Unless they do like the buildings they do in Panama. I know my brother's an engineer. He have worked in these buildings. They put like air. How you say that stuff? Air floats. Like the building just kind of dance. If something move the building, just go one way or the other. Like New York, and they have to do those buildings in Panama because of the ocean, right? So imagine. They're not gonna do that here. They're gonna make a cheap apartment complex here that is gonna crash down, and the people that are gonna be living in it are gonna die, right? So no pillars. The building is gonna be flat down on the dirt, on the glacial till. What I imagine they're gonna do is, I don't know. They're gonna be surprised when they start digging down. According with a person that it says is EPA, person that knows about environment and construction. So, they have no option. They cannot put pillars in it, which is the security of the building at that size. Supposed to put pillars because it's a very, very large building. So they say they cannot do that because of the foundation down below. So we're planning to do it anyway. To put the building anyway flat down on the piece, on the piece of land here. So the ambition is to have like 50. Actually, somebody changed a law here to make it possible. Also, his name is Alan Timeframe. How can I pronounce it? It's all linked to the city people. Before I go any further, I'm going to go in the internet and study this stuff because this is very interesting. There is a possibility, there is a 90% possibility that a building that tall with no foundation, no pillars, no good foundation, no pillars, will crash down with 57 stories. The high, that's the feet high. In other words, to be, I don't know, It's just like building a cheap car, that eventually is gonna kill the person that buys it. Car that is not that secure in certain kind of weathers. Same thing. They're gonna take the risk to build a building where they're gonna be loss of life. At the end, the company, Herman and Carl, is gonna win because they're gonna do a bankruptcy. They're gonna get their money anyway. They don't care about the people that die. So what is the real purpose? What is the real purpose behind it? If they know this is gonna happen, it's not going to be a secure building. Once they start digging down, they're gonna find out it's rocks. It's rock. It's gravel. It's called glacial till. There is also a problem here with the river. The river already has been. I mean, this is scary. I heard the river after this springtime. The river, I don't know. I almost cried because it's almost like nature was crying. These Idaho Springs. Okay, they made all these tunnels to get all the waters from. I witnessed it. This river didn't used to be like this. You have to hear the waters. It's just like they're crying for help. I mean, for mercy. The water just goes so fast. It's not a noise that is normal. It's not a noise that is normal. You can hear the waters running so fast, like if they don't want a flood. You know what I mean? So they're gonna build that building in here. You're gonna see that water has a lot to do with the stability of the building. There's gonna be a flood in here. So could you imagine? I don't know. I mean, this is a very. If somebody wants to build something like that, it's gonna be. It takes a lot of more money to do that. It takes to do a work in the river because they're planning to put part of the building above the waters. Imagine, because there's no room here for what they want to build. It's gonna be like a Porsche back there, where the water is gonna run under. Oh my God. I just get so. I'm sorry. I just get so emotional because I see how human beings force nature, they force things, and eventually it's gonna be a catastrophe. You know what I mean? When I think about the fire in California. Places that get on fire like that, it's an area in California, how they have built all these homes in there, and all the hundreds of thousands of families die in the fire because it's not a place to build. And so anyway, one of those fires started, they don't stop. This is happening in California. So anyway, I was just meditating in my bed. I could hear the river just going so fast. It was not nature normal. And this is after they made all the change around here with the digging underground and putting all these tubes underground and all these sewer things, you know what I mean. But I think it was necessary to do that for whatever reason they said it was. But all the pressure of the mountains, the water from the mountains, from the snow start melting down, plus the rain. You have to hear this river. It's not like it used to be. I gotta stop.